You have all probably heard and seen it before, including me. So you all remember this game. Watching your favorite YouTubers play, Efficiency Gamer, or Taste Gaming, right? But what is the history of this game that I'm hiding from you? In today's video, as story ever faced, I present the game it forgot. Slendytubbies. It's 2012. YouTube is becoming more and more popular as well the years go on. People are making all sorts of videos. But one genre of videos is becoming more popular. Gaming. YouTubers like Mark Prime and Korea's Kitchen are making gaming videos. But these are just not any normal videos like Call of Duty. No. They're making videos on horror games. You guys remember Slender, the Pages, right? The game where a spooky white man that chases you. Well, a lot of game developers were making Slender ripoffs, but with weird characters like Mickey Mouse, SpongeBob, Woody, etc. And in this case, Teletubbies. What that was called, Slendytubbies. Let's now play the game. See what you're doing. You start in the main menu. Choose a single player will make you choose between 3 scary options. Scary, most scary, and scariest. All it does is it changes the time of day. Loaded in, you'll be tasked to collect 10 custards around the map, or Tinkerbell chasing you. You won't see him for a minute, but when you do see him, Tinkerbell will attack you until he gets very close to you. When he does, he screams and very quickly spins around you. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. He won't kill if he touches you. Sadly, when I was playing the game, I actually died from Tinkerbell. But I think I've been talking about this game for a little bit too long. There's not really a lot in here. So let's go to 2014, when another game was made. Slendytubbies is becoming more and more popular. In return, ZeroWorks, the creator of Slendytubbies, made a few more games. Slendytubbies Mobile, Slendytubbies 2D, and Slendytubbies 2. Slendytubbies 2, released on May 13th, 2014, takes place 5 years after the Teletubbies massacre. It features more maps, monsters, better multiplayer, and better versus mode.
Hello!
Hello!
There's a delicious custard up here waiting for you.
Why don't you come down here and I'll go up there?
Okay, I'll come down there. Wait!
1 year later, Slendytubbies 2D was released. A 2D take on the Slendytubbies franchise. Features a lot more monsters to do math and can be played on PC and mobile. And just 1 more year later, Slendytubbies Mobile was just released. But it was just a mobile port of the original Slendytubbies. Nothing special to talk about there. Alright, it's time to play Slendytubbies 2 and examine this game. Started the game up, you get greeted by an absolute banger of a main menu theme like, oh my god! Clicking single player will prompt you with 10 different maps to choose from, and I will be playing each and every single one. I also will be playing 15 custards on every map. First map is the Secret Lair. This map's enemies are the newborns, a Slendytubby with pale skin and no arms. The map is very small, taking place in a sewer system, but also finds the custards and the enemies very easy. When you encounter the newborns, they'll scream. Of course, the scream is actually faster than a high-pitched version typically the scream in the first game. The first time I actually played as I died. Oh my god! Oh my god. Second attempt, I was doing well to the summit through the real gates here. But still managed to get all 15 custards. This map is very good. And also, there's a real Easter egg with Rick Ashley. Pretty cool. This map gets an 8 out of 10. Next map is the Secret Center. This map seems to take place in some type of military/rap center. This map's enemy is Dipsy, without a head and armed with a chainsaw. This map is mostly linear, so you will have to encounter Dipsy at least once, but you probably anger him without even seeing him, because he could be behind a wall and randomly starts chasing after you. That's what happened in my 2 attempts.
It's fucking cheating. He's cheating.
Speaking of my attempts, I almost finished this map first try, but I died since I was trying to do Dipsy at a dead end. Oh my god, no! I almost died trying to find the last customer on my second attempt, but thankfully when I ran into a dead end, it was right there. This map is really annoying since it's mostly linear and Dipsy can insta-kill you. This map gets a 7 out of 10 because it's really basic, but it's a really fun map. Next map is the Teletubby Lake. This map is very large, taking place at night during a thunderstorm. The map's threat is Lake Dipsy. Fun fact, when Dipsy was killed in the original game, his head of his body became the headless chainsaw wielding maniac, and his head became Lake Dipsy. And don't ask me how his head got to the lake. Anyways, this map took me the longest by far to complete. Since there's a lot of dead trees and bushes that block your vision, most of the custards were out in the open. However, the last 3 took me the longest. After a while running around aimlessly, I was considering ending the run since I couldn't find the last custards. But right as I said that, I found the last custards, and honestly this map is more annoying than scary. Since finding all the custards is very tedious, and Lake Dipsy found me early in the run, so I couldn't reason to find them. However, Lake Dipsy has a very cool design, and also Lava's ball from the soul is also here, which is pretty cool. Anyways, the map gets a 5 out of 10 for me. It's just very annoying to beat. Next map is the satellite station. This map takes place in a resource station. This map's Slendytubby is Poe, which has blades coming out of his back. He looks like the Slasher Necromorph from Dead Space. He also makes a clicking noise when walking around, so you use that to your advantage because you can hear it before he gets too close to you and chases after you. Also, this map has the same areas as the Secret Center with these long hallways and corners, which made Dipsy and Poe take place around in the same area, which is pretty cool. I beat this map on my first attempt. I barely even encountered him, but I decided to wait on the rest because to see him, and he has a cool design. I also decided to mess around with him on my second attempt. I found out Poe is really easy to do. Since you let him attack, he has a very long windup, which means you can just juke him with ease. This map is definitely very cool with the design and more. However, Poe is very easy to get around, so the map gets an 8 out of 10 for me. This map is Teletubby Land. This map is very large, taking place at both day and night. The map Slendytubby is Tiki Tank, a more bigger and badder version of Tigwiggy. He is very fast, but also easy to see since he is so big. This map has a bunch of landmarks. You got the Teletubby house, which is actually a safe house since Tiki Tank can't actually fit in here, so you're basically invincible. Near the Teletubby house is Poe, where he hung himself, or Tigwiggy hung him. There's the beach where Wawa was killed. There's also this huge rock, and that's pretty much all the landmarks on here. I beat them at first try, but Tiki Tank was camping the last one, and his scream was a roller piston showdown version of Tigwiggy's scream. Oh my god, he is.
You get the fuck out of my face!
This map also has a big Ashley Easter egg behind these mountains. There's also a night version, where it says night and also raining and thundering. Besides that, it's the exact same map, so I won't be playing it. This is definitely a good map. Tiki Tank is actually a very good threat since he's very fast. An interesting map that's not too annoying or easy to beat. 10 out of 10. This is the best map in the game. Next map is the Outskirts. This map is very large. It takes place in the desert with a lot of rubble and ruins in the middle. The map Slendytubby is Lava. Her eyes have been torn out and she twists a lot. This map is honestly pretty easy. A lot of cursors are out in the open. Llama has a very cool design, and honestly this map doesn't have a lot, if I'm being honest. There's not a lot in here. The map is a 7 out of 10. It's a pretty random map. There's actually not a lot in here. Right, this is probably the most boring map you could play. But the monster is pretty cool, I like the Slendytubby. But honestly, this is probably the most boring map you could play. I do not recommend this map at all. It's absolutely dog shit. This map is definitely the most frustrating, reseducing map ever. The training maze. This map has a total of 4 Slendytubbies. You got Poe, Dipsy, Rara, and 1 new. This map is pretty much impossible unless you get good custom spawns. Since it's a giant maze. Just look at this map. What the fuck is this? There's a curve section here, and this is a map of all 25 customers. Yeah, I'm not doing this. Honestly, this map is a big troll. Since you can see through walls, what I mentioned in the secret center, if they get close to you, they can just see it. And also, you can self-walk yourself. See, in these little gateways here, right, little hallways, they can't actually fit in here. So if a Slendytubby just goes after you, it's pretty much impossible to get out. 2 Slendytubbies, it's game over. It's impossible to get out alive. If one of them even sees you, this map becomes unbeatable. It's just impossible. They take up the entire hallway so you can't shoot them. But someone, this dude, managed to beat this map with all 25 customers. I don't even know how he did it. This map is just impossible for me, but I can. This map gets a 2 out of 10. It gets 1 point since it's a hard map, and no point because it just makes me mad. I think Son, the creator of both Slendytubbies and Zeworks, made this map just to fuck with us. I thought he made this map as a big troll. Like, this is such a funny joke. And honestly, I don't even know if this map is even possible with like 5. Because they could be so far apart with one another that it just becomes impossible to beat. I am not beating this map. This map is too hard. I don't know how you're supposed to beat this. But yeah, this is a bad map. It is a big troll. This map is Tubbycraft, the least scariest map out of them all. The monster is Tinky Winky, but Minecraft. The whole map is indeed Minecraft, has it stated in the name. This map, just like the Askers, does not have a lot in gameplay, but there's definitely a lot of buzz and Easter eggs you can see. First of all these coal blocks have no collision, which means you can just go through them. The best spot for this is the cave right here, so you can go through the mountain. Also found out that I've made this jump at the highest point. You go higher than the invisible barrier, so you can see this village or these 2 Teletubby houses. I tried to get closer, but an invisible barrier blocked me, making me crash I decided to jump off into the endless void and end my run. There's also a Easter egg with a voice trumpet on a mountain behind where you spawn. This map is surprisingly fun since how buggy and honestly goofy it is. This map gets a 9 out of 10 personally. And also, for the rest map, Slendytubbies Classic, this is the original game, but we already talked about it and already played it, so there's no reason to do it again. But I'm going to tell you about some fun facts and trivia about this game now. The first fun fact is that in version 2.0 of Slendytubbies 2, a bug was found out that allowed you to access the admin panel, allowing you to spawn the basic enemies we already talked about, and new ones like Freddy, Flossie, Bonnie, and Chica, and also a bigger version of Tiki Take. I actually managed to find the archive version of it. I actually found it out by mistake since I decided to press C to check how many customers I had. I got flung into the sky and pressed tab and then opened it. Some mad first a series of review on the
Michael! Don't leave me
so
here!
here's everything you can do with the admin panel. You can change the walk in 1 speed by 1.5 or decrease it by 2.5. Mass spawn monsters, flip players rotation and reset it, play as the monsters, infinite custard, make monsters ignore custards and players, keep NPCs, kill NPCs, freeze NPCs, disable collider, and end the game. I don't even know how this even became a bug. But on to the next fun fact. Second fun fact is that the engine used to create Slendytubbies 2 was also created by Zeworks, called the Terror Engine, used to make your own horror games with no coding. And it was also the same engine that led to the infamous dark web game, Sad Satan. That game was created on the Terror Engine as well. Son actually told us his thoughts on it by quote, "I was quite surprised and disgusted to learn that someone used the use software to create a game and create such horrible files. End quote. Also, before update 2.0, some monsters had their own sounds. For example, Lava can be heard moaning on the outskirts map, and Tiggy got to be heard talking to the player. That's all for Slendytubbies 2. I really like this game. It was very cool, scary, funny, goofy all at the same time, and it's a really fun game. I really like it. Now it's time to check out Slendytubbies 2D. Slendytubbies 2D is, well, a 2D game. It launched on September 2nd, 2015. It features a total of 14 maps and absolute banger in the main menu field. Anyways, I'll only play just a few of the maps, since we already played some of these maps and we're just matched from Slendytubbies 2. Now, let's review the first map, the cave. The cave is a very large map with very tight corridors. A Slendytubby is the cave tubby. This is actually pretty important to the story in our game, so just remember him. He has a very large arm that reminds me of the T-1000 for Terminator 2. Now, just like in Slendytubbies 1, the Slendytubbies will always be chasing, but in here he is very slow. Anyways, this map is pretty unsettling. The background ambience really creeps me out. The one problem with this map is that you can see the cave tubby from really far away, since you could be behind multiple walls. Besides that, this map is pretty good. I'll give it, honestly, a 8 out of 10. Personally, it's a very good map. Now let's go on to the next one. The next map is the custard facility. This map is pretty large, taking place where all the custards are made. The map Slendytubby is, well, technically yourself, without Rex. I'll explain later in another game, so remember him. Anyways, he is pretty goofy. His animations are so weird and goofy. Well, I don't know how I'll animate a regular Teletubby either. At least I tried. But just my first attempt made me find out that he has a really large hitbox despite his size. My second attempt, I was on the last custard, but I got cornered. I accepted my fate. This map is pretty fun and pretty confusing since it's pretty much a giant base. It will get a 7 out of 10 personally. Anyways, I'm gonna play the last map I'll be reviewing for this game. The last map is the mountains. The map is very huge, taking place in the mountains. The map Slendytubby is the Yeti-tubby, and just like the other ones, he is very important to the story, so remember him. This map has a lot of, well, snow and landmarks like this frozen lake. Fun fact, the Yeti-tubby is one of the few Slendytubbies that can actually talk. Let's do some of these voice lines.
You're my bestest friend. I love you.
Shut the fuck up.
Anyways, that's all I'll be playing for this game. Now it's time to play the... These games are either very small in content or just remakes of other games. These games to me deserve to be with the others. This game is a Slendytubbies version of Fruit Ninja, but you cut the Slendytubbies. They give out different amounts of points, but if you don't cut one, you'll lose a life. The bombs are replaced with Tubby Custard. Don't cut it or else it's an instant game over. The Cyan Tubby slows down the game for 6 seconds. That's all for Dipsy's Workshop. I told you these games were pretty short. On to the next game, Slendytubbies Anniversary Edition. Slendytubbies Anniversary Edition is a remake of the original Slendytubbies game. It mainly features more updated graphics. It was released 3 years after the original game, celebrating 3 years of Tubby horror. You can also switch between classic and new graphics by pressing a V. It has since been deleted off the Zero Wars website. Besides all of that, it's just an updated version of the original game. This also led to Slendytubbies iOS Edition, a mobile version of the first game, but with not so great graphics. It doesn't really have a lot side of it besides multiplayer, but there was another game in the works, expected to be the biggest game out of the entire franchise. A demo version of it was released over 10 years ago, showcasing the first part of the campaign. This is Slendytubbies 3. Slendytubbies 3, the biggest game out of the entire franchise. It has a separate campaign and a multiplayer. I'll play the campaign first. The campaign has a total of 4 chapters and shows us what started this entire Slendytubbies infection thing in the world. This will also contain spoilers with the campaign and more. I recommend you play the game first since it's entirely free, available on the Zero Works website, and is entirely free. Anyways, Chapter 0. It was good. Chapter 0 starts off with a background, showing that the Teletubbies were created by machines underground, and that a Teletubby guardian with white fur was designed to monitor the Teletubbies Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, and Po. They lived together and they were basically hamsters in a cage. The game starts off at the Teletubby Lake, where Po is. Nunu shows up asking him why she is over here. Also must mention that some choices you make will affect the story, and then we are told to head back since we need to eat our tubby custard. We then go into the game's intro, showing Po heading back to the Teletubby house as we greeted by the credits for the game. We are then greeted by Tinky Winky, happy that we're back, while the game tells us the controls. We also find out that Wawa is a little bit upset and we should check up on her. CSI says she had a nightmare when bad things happen, but can we remember bad things happen? We tell her to forget about it. We can also absolutely kick Wawa's block to space. But oh my! I didn't know you could kick it that far. Anyways, we head inside the Teletubby house and talk to Dipsy. He lost his hat a long time ago and still can't find it. He also tells us that we need to visit everyone's custards and that the power to it is to our right. I turn it on and go to the custard machine and it explodes, killing everyone within 10 meters, and I'm just joking. But it does actually explode. We'll have to fix it with our toolbox, and now we can fix everyone's tubby custard. Also, we are taught about the inventory system. God! After visiting everyone's tubby custard, the game cuts to 10 hours later. So we're in everyone asleep except for Po. Po is unable to sleep right now. Then out of nowhere, Tinky Winky gets up. And boom! Jump scare! And now the custard machine is broken. Po asks Tinky Winky what he's doing, and we get no response. And now he's leaving. We have to choose between telling the others what just happened or going alone. I chose to wake up the others, so I'm not going alone. Wawa agrees to come with me, but Dipsy will stay here to see if he does come back. Po and Wawa walk out with the flashlights, signing his name to find Tinky Winky. We then agree to split up. Wawa goes to the lake, and I go nowhere? Okay. Po, out of nowhere, finds a stray tubby custard next to a tree. Po is obviously confused, since why would there be tubby custard really nowhere near the Teletubby house? But he decides to go check up on Wawa and goes to the lake. He finally finds Tinky Winky, but that's the same way. He won't listen and Wawa's dead? What the fuck? The game goes silent. Until boom, jump scare again. We're not being chased and have to get back to the Teletubby house. As we enter, we go into a cutscene showing that Dipsy has been murdered. We turn around and say Tinky Winky has gone evil, and we enter a quick time event using the WASD key. We then run over some huge rocks and do a giant ass front flip. Like, what the fuck? Dude, I swear, Po, what the fuck? That's like 100 feet. We turn around and find out that Tinky Winky is still on us. We want to do a side step on Tinky Winky, breaking his ankles, dodge a falling tree, but eventually, we get caught. The right Teletubby, named the Guardian, is really sorry what just happened, and suspects that the Teletubby custard could be the reason for this. We now enter Chapter 1, A New Day. Chapter 1 starts saying that we believe that the custard's causing to go crazy, and that we need to contact Subway Station, but with no success. We have to collect all the infected custards before leaving to get help at the Subway Station on foot. The game was in showing that the Guardian cannot contact Subway Station and that he's on his own for now. Before he goes, he will need his night vision camera in the storage room before he leaves. In order to open the storage room, he has to get to the control room to open it. Once he gets to the custards, he will go into the station. After going to the control room door, he somehow forgot how to open it. Okay, Well, I found a valve, but it does nothing. Then looking deeper, I found a wall with pipes, but one was in the middle. After finding the missing pipe, I place it in, and now we have to apply the max amount of pressure by making the valve go deep into the vessel so that the pressure goes into the pipeline to hopefully open the control room door. After playing around with the valves for 20 seconds, we can finally open the door, but it's still closed. Oh yeah, I just forgot to turn on the valve. And now we can go inside, and now we can use the control door panel to finally open the storage door. I go in to retrieve the night vision camera, and now we're in the first person for some reason. I guess we have to go collect the marine custards, and now, oh, now the power's out. And what the? Looks like some Slendytubbies got in here. Now in this part, you're supposed to cross behind these bosses, but I just kind of went through it with no problem. After climbing the ladder, we go out onto the Teletubby lands. The guardian suspects that there is a custard nearby, but Tinkeriki is around, and we have to be careful. After finding the first custard, we need to go to collect 4 more, and now we can choose where to go. I decided to go where Poe was last seen first. After choosing it, we now see that, oh, Poe got hanged. But at least the custard's
I think
here.
there's someone hanging.
The next place I went to was the lake. The path leads to the lake, and then I finally see Tinkeriki. Yo! Dude, he's full on sprinting. After running to the lake, I found the custard, and then I go to the cave, and Tinkeriki is right in front of me. Anyways, I look around and finally find the custard, and that the last custard's at the Teletubby house. Alright, we're now here, and oh, the custard's right here, but Tinkeriki's over here. Oh. Tinkeriki! Snap out of it! This isn't you! Oh. Yo! Yo! Mind powers, bro! Oh! Yo! Oh my god! Yo! Oh my! Yeah, he just transformed into Tinky Tank. We can either go through the caves or up the mountains. I chose to run for the mountains. After running for a good minute, we finally go up to the mountains. Leading to Chapter 2, The Journey. Now, Chapter 2 is very interesting. It's the space where you went to, where the mountains are the caves. This chapter changes completely, but don't worry, I'll put cave settings later. Since we went to the mountains, well, we're in the mountains now. It's very cold, and suddenly we found some suspect, now frozen. Walking forward, we can hear a distant voice. Yo! Stop! Why can't we get the trees? There has been some trees that have been cut down, but this weird since no one has been up here for years. Following the path, we get closer and closer to his voice. Scared! Yo! Okay, we just got jumped by someone, something. We're now being dragged by our feet, very conscious. We tried to talk to this creature, but we get no response. After blacking out again, we wake up and, oh, dear God, this is not good. There's blood, bones, guts, and even eyeballs everywhere. After walking out of this death pit, we see a robot cutting down a tree. Going up and talking to the robot, we can ask it some questions. If we ask what it's doing, it is currently chopping down trees and needs to cut the master food before dawn. The master he's referring to is the Yeti-tubby. Yep, the monster that just brought us here, all the way back from Slendytubbies 2, is back in this game. Anyway, asking the robot who he is, he tells us he is Unit 437, a droid created by the same machines that created the Teletubbies. He was supposed to kill the master because he was escaping the Teletubby lands, but decided to work for the master. Asking Unit 437 why we're here, we are supposed to be chopped up for the
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Okay, this is weird. Just keep your fetishes here. I'm getting out of here. The master has now realized we escaped, and now is coming for us. We now have to listen very carefully. and choose the opposite direction where we hear noises. After doing this a total of 4 times, we escape the Yeti tunnel. The gate here leads to the outskirts, but it's chained up, and we have to find a way to break it. If this was a Resident Evil game, we just get some bolt cutters. Anyways, I find a pipe in the shed, and use it to break the chains. However, we need to get a knife as a camera for some reason. Oh, okay. We were attacked on the other side of this frozen lake. Now if we went and headed back, we are finally at the outskirts. Sideways station can be seen in the distance. We are very close. After walking past the giant rocks and debris, we find a stray custard again. This is weird. I guess we gotta find all the other custards that could be nearby, so nothing else eats them. After walking into this area, we see Laura, but infected. Dingery gets scratched out her eyes. She is blind, but can still hear. Wherever you move, Laura will move close to your location. Now you need to stop moving so she walks away. But one flaw is that she is very slow. She can even run, but you can't. So after running around finding all the remaining custards, we're not faced with a problem. Laura is blocking the exit right in front of us. There is also pillars on top of her that are about to fall, and there's also a pair of rocks. We decide to throw the rock, making Laura mad, and attack the pillars, and the pillars fall.
What?
How did this work? This could have been so badly, Laura just could have turned around and killed the Guardian. Anyway, she's trapped now, and oh, just another cheap jump scare. Now, we can either leave Laura here, or we can put her out of misery. I decided to put her out of misery with a rock. Okay, that was a little depressing. And now we're at the entrance to the Saturday season. We have to figure out the super duper hard puzzle, but no one has ever solved this. Oh, it's that simple. We go inside and continue to chapter 3. Run away. We have traveled a long way, escaping the creatures in the secret lair, running away from the heat tank, encountering lava, but we're still alive, and now we're at the Saturday station. The chapter begins with the garden inside the Saturday station, and we always find a dead body with a note. Reading says to get out before it's too late. Very ominous. Then notice someone into a laser, and being cautious, we jump over it. Find yet another dead body. Assassin has or is still inside this place. After running around his corner, we find a big pool of blood, and running forward spawns us a secret lair. But it's locked, and we need to find a way to open it. After running back, I managed to get myself stuck, and glitch myself outside the map. Okay. After restarting and regaining my progress, I managed to find somebody alive. It's not in Chris State, but his name is Juan, an engineer for the Saturday station. He tells us what happened here, saying that a monster got inside and began to kill everyone. He was green, carried a chainsaw, but no head. Spooky. Everyone panicked. Ron tried to hide as best he could, but it found him. He managed to escape somehow, but he was injured so much he can't even move it. Ron told us to go contact the military, since they don't know what to do. To do so, we need a key card to get inside the secret lair. He tells us that another member had one on the other side of the door. Go through the vents to go get it. After crawling through the vents, we hear a chainsaw wither up, and Ron gets chainsawed to death. Such for him, I guess. Anyways, after walking a bit, we find Wawa, and she's gone. Then Tinky Winky. Yeah, the Guardian right now is going with a schizophrenic. We don't see a Dipsy for some reason, but I found the keycard though. After crawling through the vents, oh god! Rest in peace, Ron, I guess. I go to the secret center, but oh, Dipsy. Oh, hi, Dipsy. Oh god. Okay, we need to run fast. We went so far that we are back at the entrance. We jump over the razor, and Dipsy fucking blows up. Thank God we got Claymores in the station. Going to his course, we decide to pick up his chainsaw. Groovy. After overrun the secret center, we encounter Nunu. Nunu says he's been the Teletubbies better, but infected the custard so they can mutate into Dead Space creatures. We can't change the back, so when one consumes the custard, they die IRS, then turn into the Dead Space creatures. empty on the inside. Only desire is to kill anyone not infected. Teletubbies should be like this. Since the Teletubby creation machines are making mistakes, making them weak, he disabled us. New reason that. Yo, wait, what? Yo! Oh my god, holy shit! What type of fire Teletubby robot? This is it first. We're going to tell the chainsaw. This is what life is. Now the two major music. So here's the controls. Okay, let's go back. Easy, bro. Stay down. Anyways, we contact the military and we meet up with Nunu again. He quizzes on how we're still alive, regrets how we killed the announcer. He informs us about the newborns, their infected demands. He also infected Teletubby creation machines, so they're already infected with the customer as soon as they're made. Pretty much a spawn killing them. Also, they're not able to grow fur for some reason. Nunu underestimated us. We hold great value. He tries to persuade us to join him. But seriously? Hell no! Wait, what's going on? Oh yeah! Power more bigger music? Yeah guys, back to back boss fights. Oh my fucking god. This is it. Poe is gonna die next. Let's do this guys.
Send out the search party, send out the search party for me and Joe. Amongst the flames, they are coming. It's not a game for fear of fall. Smell of fear, so where and tears run away. Flashing lights, the chase is coming. Crashing bell, the pace is falling. The smell of fear, so where and tears run away. Speeding away with all the glory. What could they say? What could they change? Speeding away with all the glory. What could they say? What could they change?
Oh, let's go, bro. Poe is dead. Nunu almost died too. You're too late. Oh, what should I say? I'm slowing you down. Oh, hell yeah. After we kill Nunu, we meet up with the military. And then we go to see a bunch of new ones. Oh! Dude, they're attacking! Prepare all units for invasion! Wow! Dude! And that's the good ending. But wait! There's more! There's also the bad ending, where we die in the final phase of Poe. There's also the evil ending. We agree to get infected, and then the awful ending. Right, the last second before accepting to get infected, you're like, nah, I'm cool. It's a waste break. But wait, remember when we could wake up the others or go by ourselves in Chapter 0? Well, that actually affects the story a lot. And while we're here, let's go through the case testing. When we choose to go by ourselves, Dipsy and Poe still die, but Wawa is nowhere to be seen, for now. Now into the cave session. The caves are basically a maze. This features the Cave Tubby. Yeah, remember that day on the way back from Slendytubbies 2D? Yeah, he's here. Around the cave, there's crystals and notes that can be found. These notes kind of explain why the Cave Tubby and the Yeti Tubby are kind of here. Reading all the notes, they were basically just experimented by some people, maybe the military or the Saturday station. After running around the maze, we can enter a short quick time event running from the Cave Tubby. Then we jump in just to get out of there. When we do, we end up in the escorts, but instead of on the ground, we're in the canyon. There's also blood here, also. After we do some rock climbing and walking around, we find Wawa. She is actually alive here. We explain to Wawa who we are, and basically we find out that she's infected because she had the customer back in Chapter 0. But since we saved her, kind of, in Chapter 0, there's no threat in this customer correction session here. After crying the customers, we come to the saddest part of the entire campaign. We can leave. Wawa's just not feeling good, okay? And we only have so much time until she gets infected. We can either leave her behind to mutate into the monster, or we can put her out of her misery, so she doesn't have to go through the infection. That's what I did in my first one. I decided to end her misery.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Oh, man.
Choices we can make in the campaign. But wait, there is one more chapter to talk about. The Apocalypse DLC. Now I'm gonna make this session short. The Apocalypse DLC used to be a chapter 4 to the original story. It was very clear because it didn't come. The creator of this DLC just kinda gave up on it. Anyways, the Apocalypse DLC is about pointing out the Teletubby creation machines for creating newborns with the Guardian, Mouse, and Ann. Remember when the Guardian was kind of a bit crazy, schizophrenic in the Saturday station? Well, it's pretty much asleep everywhere in this chapter. He goes through it a lot. I don't know why he's doing this though. Maybe he was in a parasocial relationship with the original 4 Teletubbies and going through the 5 stages of grief, which he just on fucking go crazy. At the end of the Apocalypse DLC, you can let Miles destroy the machine, and if you do, the newborns will wake out and the Guardian and just stood out there and Miles fucking dies. If you stop him, he'll start arguing and arguing to Ann. You can either let him destroy it, say nothing, or just say no. If you stop him, he will stop arguing, and then you get a call from Ninja. The newborns wake up. Now there's a quit time event. This is the quit time punishment. If you don't hit it, the Guardian dies and Mouse and went out. If you do, the Guardian and the Mouse went away. And yeah, it's a pretty short DLC. Also, you can figure out how Dipsy lost his hat, and he actually met the Guardian. Okay, that was everything about the entire Slendytubbies series campaign. But wait, we still have the multiplayer. The main reason me and probably you too got into Slendytubbies. The Slendytubbies 3 multiplayer. The multiplayer popularized Slendytubbies, gaining millions and millions of views on YouTube. The multiplayer was iconic, was funny and broken nature, and the community too. However, sadly, the multiplayer is now a single player. What do I mean? Well, the servers are down. You cannot play online anymore. No matter how many times you try to connect to the servers, you would never get in. I've tried to make a Zeros account to see if that works, but that is also broken. Because to activate an account, you're supposed to get an activation email, but that never comes in. It's broken! I think the main reason why is because on the Zeros website, you used to be able to donate to help support the servers. In return, you got a cool VIP rule. However, people started to refund their transactions to keep the rule. This is really annoying for Zeros as he basically got robbed. So the ability to donate was gone, the funding for the servers was pretty much gone, and also there were hackers that were hacking servers, so I guess someone had to shut down the servers. Anyways, I only be able to play most of the multiplayer. The single player part of the multiplayer has a lot of new maps from previous games, but also from the campaign and even new exclusive maps. But there was one map that kept disappearing and reappearing between updates, called Military Outpost, with the Slendytubby. The main reason it kept disappearing and reappearing because the creator of this Slendytubby wanted to get away from the entire Slendytubby series and was finally removed from good in the version 1.28 update. For game modes, there's 5 game modes you can choose. There's our normal correct versus mode that basically is the same for Slendytubbies 2 and previous games but with minor improvements by better hitboxes. I also must mention that the multiplayer is, well, like previous games, very, very buggy. The AI is a little bit better, but it's also incredibly easy to break. Some maps are so easy to break it, is that it just takes one jump to break the AI. Back on topic, each map has a specific monster like Tikiriki, the announcer, Spider Toe, and even a robot. Yeah, there's a lot of new Slendytubbies in the multiplayer. Just like in Slendytubbies 2, you can change how many coasters you want to collect, but now there's a timer you can change too. One trick you can use is to follow the AI to the custard. The AI will go to the nearest custard near the player, like in Slendytubbies 2. And it's very easy to do as long as you don't get too close to them. Now to talk about the 3 new game modes: Survival, Infection, and Sandbox. First is Survival. Survival is about surviving various different ways of newborns, like newborn runners, robots, gigantic newborns with spikes that run at you when their health is low. During a round, there will be a location where the armory will be. The armory could either be a military chapter or a small case depending on the map. That allows you to buy new weapons, buy ammo, and help using Tubby Toes. Yeah, Tubby Toes. Tubby Toes is based by points from Call of Duty Zombies.
Chimpanzini bananini, chimpanzini bananini.
Being Tubby Toes by damaging and killing newborns. Between rounds, you have a 40-second wait to buy health and ammo from the armory or to reposition to a better spot. At the final wave, which is wave 10, the massive specific boss will be the only enemy. For example, on mainland you will fight Tikiriki, on custom facility you will fight the Guardian. On waves 4, 6, and 8, mini bosses will spawn. First mini boss is a newborn scorpion thing. Next is the mini announcer dude, and the final mini boss is a giant newborn bull thingy. Every boss including mini bosses have abilities you can use. They can teleport, use magic, or spawn in lightning and lava. Also, waves 2 through 10 has some banger music. Listen to your personal favorites online. Survival is pretty cool, but I wish there was something like Call of Duty Zombies where it's like endless waves of newborns and bosses, or maybe even options in the menu you can toggle, but it's still a good game. Next is infection. Infection will have most players be survivors, but 1 to 3 people, depending on the server size, will be infected as newborn wonders that can 2-hit kill someone. If someone is killed, they'll become infected as a newborn wonder. The survivors are armed with a shotgun and a pistol with limited ammo. The survivors must use certain numbers and knowledge in the map to survive. The round would end with all survivors being infected or the survivors running the timer to 0. Infection was incredibly fun when you used to be able to play. After most of the time, people would run off to get kills rather than play it safe with their teammates, and then they would get picked off one by one. The next game mode is Sandbox. Sandbox is basically like Gears mod.
What are you doing?
You can press tab to open a spawn menu. You can spawn friendly or hostile Slendytubbies up to 100 total, and you can even play as one. You can also give yourself or everyone weapons and also play some banger music. You can also play as a camera to spectate, which is pretty cool. Sandbox is just amazing. I can make monsters fight each other or just run out 100 infected guardians to fight. Sandbox is definitely simple yet fun. There is also theater mode, which has to be turned on in settings. After quitting or dying in a single player game, you can go back and play as a camera and use the filters at 1800s or even green screens. You can also use slow motion, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool to get some fun moments and a different perspective. One more thing I must mention is actually on the official Zero Wars YouTube channel. Slendytubbies What Comes After is a 3-part YouTube series created by Zero Wars that's supposed to show us what happened right after the end of Slendytubbies 3's good ending. I'm listening here instead of the campaign since it was used and recorded on the multiplayer version. I'm gonna go deep into it since it's very short, but you can go check it out. It's only like 40 minutes total. So that's everything in the multiplayer. Besides being very buggy and glitchy, it's the only reason most people including me got into Slendytubbies. It was just so funny. I want to watch the funny moments on YouTube and in-game with randoms or just playing in role plays. Here's even a video of me playing on a custom facility awesomely back in 2021. You can tell it's younger me because I have a Minecraft skin. Slendytubbies 3's multiplayer was good, yet it's still kind of dead because the servers are down. But there's another game that not only has working servers, but also changed Slendytubbies in every single way. Slendytubbies Wolves. This game is completely different from any of the previous games I've talked about. It's the only one to drastically change not only its art style, but everything else. Slendytubbies World is an open world RPG spin-off of Slendytubbies 2. And it's meant for people who like role-playing since it was everywhere right the Wackpet and Slendytubbies 3's multiplayer servers. But it suffered a lot because of that, but that's okay. When you first open the game, you're prompted with a Zero Wars login. But it is completely fake because you can just type in some random gibberish and just instantly get in. Then you're forced to answer some questionable questions. It's very weird since the prompt is like some random bullshit like, what were you before the newborn apocalypse? Even though it could be really cool, it does absolutely nothing. The main menu has usual character customization, and the normal game has the normal correct versus and sandbox modes of previous games. But one new interesting game mode is pretty cool actually, called Open World Mode. In Open World Mode, newborns are everywhere in maps. And every once in a while, a random event will happen, like a horde of newborns coming out of nowhere, the military showing up, or even the map's specific boss coming after to attack you. But wait, how do I attack these monsters? I'm defenseless! Don't worry, my young soul. You can punch and kick the newborns, and they die! And also get emo on them, which is pretty funny. Is that all you do in open world mode? No, because of the hats. The hats are hidden across different maps, and to go to these maps, you need to find a military chopper, or by looking around the map and find an entrance to go to another map. It's pretty cool since it encourages exploration to go to every map, which is always nice. Now what I think is very interesting is that there's still a very small amount of people that still actually play this game. Because when I was messing around in the sandbox game mode, someone asked me to join it. Oh, what the fuck? It's a player! My god, the servers actually do work. One big glaring problem about this game is that there is no single player game mode you can play like the Slendytubbies 3's multiplayer. The entire game is based on the servers. So if the servers do eventually shut down, the entire game will be unplayable, which sucks for the 10 people that have played this game. One more thing I must mention before wrapping this session up is that there's actually a port of Slendytubbies Wars on Roblox. If this game could even get even more weirder. Slendytubbies Wars is definitely interesting. It has good things that could be expanded upon, but also very bad things. Also, it's a pretty decent game, even though the game suffered a lot, because even though one of the popular Slendytubbies creators were making videos on it, they stopped after writing a couple of videos, so yeah. It's not a bad game, so alright. That was the last publicly released game for now. That, what you just saw, was the teaser from the new upcoming Slendytubbies game, which is still being developed right now. Slendytubbies The Guardian Collection is a soon new upcoming game that's combined the previous Slendytubbies games and also added new story and features to those games like sandbox mode into the Slendytubbies 2, and new hats to customize your Teletubby, and you can play different maps on the specific game engines and rules. So like for example, you can play the Fortress map from Slendytubbies 3's multiplayer and the Slendytubbies 1 for the original game rules. So the monster will always be moving and follow you like Tinkerbell for the first game, and a lot more features and stuff all into one giant Slendytubbies game as the final game. Sadly, Dipsy's workshop won't be added. So sad. Oh. Now, this game is super exciting because it's been in development for around 3 years now. It's supposed to have at least a beta release in the winter of 2025 or like early 2026. This game includes not only every single game, but also new models that are questionable, and also multiplayer support for every game, which is nice. It was first announced in the Slendytubbies 10 Years Later video at the end as a teaser, and then on June 23rd, 2024, it was announced on the official Slendytubbies Discord that Sonic and his team wants a new game development company to end the Slendytubbies franchise once for all. As of now, that is everything we know about Slendytubbies The Guardian Quest. But I have a theory. A game.
Won't you tell me how many calories I need, bitch?
Now, Slendytubbies 3, 8 years ago, was supposed to be the final game. And then Slendytubbies Wars came out, and that was supposed to be the final game. And now the Guardian Quest. And you know the saying, 3rd time's a charm? So this may actually be the final game, which is super exciting and super sad at the same time. It will definitely have a lot of new features and gameplay that will make it last a long time, but also may potentially mark the end of Slendytubbies, which is definitely going to be sad. Now, I do want to take a look back at the past previous games, because I've definitely missed a lot of information from the previous games that I want to talk about. So it's time to travel back and get this over with, just real quick. Okay, so let's go back to the first game. Now, the first game has a few other versions that changed some minor stuff. In the alpha version of Slendytubbies, Tinkerbell looks like a normal Teletubby when he was far away from you, but it turns spooky when he gets close enough to you and he screams and attacks you. Also, in beta version 2.5, Lala does this. So I saw there was a very cancelled Slendytubbies movie. It was created by Slendytubbies, the same person that made the Apocalypse DLC. And it was very obviously cancelled, but some parts of it were used as the first chapter in the Slendytubbies series campaign. Alongside versus mode in the Slendytubbies, there was competitive mode, where up to 4 players must race against each other to collect all 10 custards as fast as possible, while 4 Tinkerwiggies all chase them. The last thing I must mention for this game is that there is a secret voice trumpet on this mountain behind Spawn that plays its audio. Now on to Slendytubbies 2. In the Slendytubbies 2 part, I already messed up a lot of stuff in the game, but there's still some things I must mention. First, that most of the models used in this game were from the model pack called Viral Outbreak Model Pack. And yeah, it was Lastly, the Tubbicraft map is actually based on a Slendytubbies map created in Minecraft. And yeah, that's everything for Slendytubbies 2. Now lastly, Slendytubbies 3. Slendytubbies 3 had a demo version of the campaign like I mentioned earlier in this video, where the Teletubbies had a lot more fur, the intro was completely different, and the Sun Baby from the Astro Show was there. All these were removed and changed in the full release of the campaign. Tinkerwiggi's model used in the main menu is actually his normal version and not his effective version on the campaign. On January 17, 2017, a post with a slow scan television signal audio file was posted. And when it was decoded, so this image of a dude with a pistol killing some newborns in survival mode as a teaser for multiplayer. Very cool. And that was everything I missed. And I've now covered. Wow. Alright. Let's conclude this franchise once and for all. Alright, now you know everything about this niche franchise. You probably haven't even played the games before, but have you heard before, and now know every single fact and detail about every single game, all these games. Why? I don't know. It's definitely gone through many different things over the past 13 years. With the release of the new Guardian Quest, as many people are coming back to Slendytubbies, including me. With a total of 9 games, including the Guardian Quest, Slendytubbies is very important to me. Mostly because of how long I've been playing it. I had Slendytubbies 2D on my tablet, and then the tablet broke, and then Christmas of 2018 I got Slendytubbies 3's multiplayer on my computer, so I got a computer for Christmas. I've been playing these games for almost 7 years now, and still absolutely love it. Now before I go, I want to show you guys one more thing about Slendytubbies, so here. And yeah, Slendytubbies is very important to me. And playing these games for over 7 years has really showed that. And yeah, I guess that's everything. Wow. Just wow.
Hold on. Yo, check it out. 2016. Slendytubbies. Uno, dos. Tryna get that custard, tryna get that applesauce. See, I am the boost. Ricky Rose. Dashy do his thing like every single day. These bitches tryna scare me, but it ain't gon' happen, motherfucker. I got crunch, so you could call me Captain without the marshmallows. If I see one, I say hello. You ain't gon' scare me, motherfucker. Get the hell on. Up at